All right, so guys, this is new. It's new for me. It's gonna be new for you as well. So I've been thinking, um, these type of videos where I just summarize my notes and you know show it to you lot or whoever. Basically, I'm just gonna experiment and see if it's something that's actually effective or not. But maybe it might help you. Um, So yeah, tell me what you think, or if you want more of these. I don't mind making more of these. Um, but yeah, so basically, I've just been doing social med. Um, I'm on 19 now. Uh, well, not to say I've done every single one before it. There's quite a few I've missed out, but right now I'm on 19. And so this one is on about hospital care, function, structure, indications, right? So let's start off knowing what hospital care is. Okay, so the teacher, she's always on about what's the difference between um, healthcare establishment and um, medical establishment, right? So healthcare establishment, it's all about the primary healthcare. Okay, so this is like your GP stuff, but then we have medical establishment. Now, medical establishment is all about the hospitals, yeah. And she's always gonna say, what's the definition of both? So for this, right, all you need to say is that within medical establishment or within the hospital care, you have doctors and their associates, yeah, performing various tasks, and then you just have to list off some of the tasks, right? And I know there's so many, there's like 9 different tasks. But for all of these topics we need to do in social media, I didn't do this, right? Because I've been using Notion. It's hard to use to make things more visual and summarizing but here it's a bit better. So you need to make things easier for yourself by either listing 1 or 2 points, or you have to just make it rememberable for yourself. So I've split it up into 2 things. These tasks, yeah. So first type of activity is clinical activities, and the second type is lab activities. So for clinical, what do these doctors do, right? Clinical wise. So first thing they do is they diagnose, and they do all the things in between until rehabilitation. So they would diagnose you, treat you, um, and yeah, rehabilitate, and that would include um, medication as well, giving you medication. So first thing is diagnosis, treatment, rehab. Yeah. So I've just put diagnose to rehab. Second, neonatal care. Yeah. So care all to do with the pregnant mother and the the kid. And third is exclusive care. So what I mean by that is, cosmetic care, um, things care which you can only get at the hospital. You can't get it at the primary healthcare at the GP. Yeah. So that's one. That's another thing about hospitalization as well. I think a definition for that is um, something along the lines of you go there because you can't get the required care at the primary healthcare, at the ambulatory care, basically the GP. So 3 simple things, yeah. Diagnosis to rehab, neonatal and exclusive care. Then you can talk about laboratory activities. So blood tests, scientific tests, whatever they may be, yeah, maybe research or something, and medications, yeah. I think the medications would come under the pharmacy aspect, because you'll see later on over here the structure where we have pharmacy included within the um, structure of the hospital. Okay, so now we're going to move on to point 2. So we're just on point 1, the function. Yeah, that was all the function. Well, we got this is kind of the same thing as well, these functions. Alright, so structure now. So again, there's about 7, 8 different things. Yeah, you need to shorten it down, make it a bit rememberable. So this is what this is what I've done. Yeah, it might be a bit weird looking at it, but I'll explain it. So what's the structure of hospital care? Yeah, I think this is it. If it is not, tell me. Right. So first of all, you need to have beds. So I put beds on every floor, and I put stairs to signify floors. Yeah. So here's a floor, here's a floor, here's a floor, here's a floor. Okay. Okay. So all those are floors, and so you need to have beds on every floor. And I put change here on the first. Oops. I put change on the first floor. Right. What do I mean by change? You need to have changing rooms. Changing rooms on the first floor. Yeah, that's for the doctors. So you know when we go to St. George, yeah, we'll have changing rooms on the first floor. So that's what I mean by that. And okay, now second thing. So already now I've already put 2 things in one. Yeah. Second one, you need to have consulting rooms. Yeah. Now these places, these rooms, yeah, they don't have beds. So beds, they don't have beds, these consulting rooms. The reason being is why? Because it's non-urgent. It's for non-urgent people. Yeah. So think of it as like you got a ambulatory care area within the hospital. And then if there was a problem, then you can send them to actual, hospital care. Yeah. Now with hospital care, for some reason I've got in my notes that you need to look at them twice a month in that month of treatment. Just somewhat random, yeah. But carrying on, so forget about that really. Carrying on, what else do we need in hospital care? We need a pharmacy within it. Basically, we need a pharmacy for the medications. As we can see up here, we need meds. Yeah, so we've got a pharmacy nearby. Pills. Yeah, this is the hospital. This is the hospital, and we got a pharmacy nearby. Okay, so we've just added another what, 2, 3 things. So consulting rooms with no beds, that's one. Why? Because they're for non-urgent people. 2, we send the people to hospital, like proper care, and nearby there should be a pharmacy. So that's another 2 things, yeah. Next thing, we need an administrative area, right? So this is basically for patients just to get registered. right? Yeah, so that's most things, right? We don't want to overclog our minds with just too much information. Functions I already included up there. Yeah, prevention, promotion, and diagnosis and treatment is the same thing. You can say here diagnosis, treatment, rehab. You can add prevention and promotion as well. Prevention and promotion. And indicators. This is the last point, right? This is a weird one, right? I would only say just learn 2 for each. Okay, so you have two indicators. You have quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative is looking at like numerical wise statistics, focus on actual numbers, and qualitative is more focused on the statistical aspect of things. So quantitative, I just drew a bed. Reason being, we only care about the bloody beds. Yeah. Quantitative, we're just looking at beds. What are we looking for? Occupancy and turnover. Occupancy just means how long has this person stayed in that bed. So, quite simply, the equation you do is days that person has spent in the bed over the number of beds available. Bed occupancy. Simple, okay? Next, bed is bed turnover, okay? Now, again, I'm not too sure what they were saying because their wording is bloody awful, but it was saying basically people who have passed uh, from the bed or something like that divided by the total number of beds. Yeah, it is kind of dodgy. Let me just double check what it exactly says. Indicators, qualitative. No, quantitative. Okay, all right. So yeah, so this is talking about days the patient has been in the bed over the total number, and bed turnover. Yeah, it literally says total patients passed over total beds. I don't know what it means by passed. Maybe patients who have died over the total number of beds. Yeah, I don't know. Forget length of stay. I mean, if you want to know what length of stay is, it's number of days stayed over those who have passed the facility. It's a weird one. That's why I'm not touching that. I'm just gonna look at the bed stuff. Bed, 2 beds. Yeah, it's 2 beds. Qualitative, pretty simple. Yeah, you've already heard of CFR, case fatality rate, and post-operative complications. Okay. Now, case fatality rate. This just basically means total deaths over those who have been admitted to the hospital. Deaths over admittance times 100. Don't forget that. And post-operative complications. Here we have to look at the outcome, quality. So maybe you could have, I don't know, a scale to kind of determine the outcome or something like this. I didn't really get anything much on this, but for everything here, it's just like it's just to try and retain as much information, get the main points down. Obviously, you won't get everything, but yeah, I think that's everything. Most things. Yep, and if I missed anything, tell me. But yeah, hopefully this helps. I might do it for each one, or just for myself. Or if you want it, then let me know. Alright then.